Hey everyone, welcome to Hold My Popcorn. I'm Max Healy, and with me is a man who would not be able to fit into an F-18 fighter jet, Mr. Tim Begin. How are you, Timmy boy?
Well, Max, when I sue the federal government for ADA requirements for obesity in fighter jets, I will be able to fit in there. I don't like that the federal government doesn't let fat and blind people fly fighter jets. It's not fair, and I'm going to change that. I'm doing well, though. Other than fighter jet discrimination, I'm doing well. How are you, Max?
I'm good. I'm doing well. So, with Top Gun Maverick coming out in theaters this weekend, we decided to re-release our Top Gun episode from June of 2019. So, let's just briefly talk about one of the great American romance films, story of forbidden love between a hotshot Navy pilot named Maverick and his smug, rule-following rival Iceman.
I thought the love story was between Maverick and Goose, but continue.
Well, it started with Goose, and then Goose had to die. So then, next guy up, I guess.
Goose
That's why it was forbidden.
Die. Yeah. Goose had to die like Snape in Harry Potter.
To find his real love.
Yes, exactly.
So, Timmy, I know you weren't on this episode, so just any thoughts on the original movie?
It's one of these movies that you have to be able to separate the art from the actor, because Tom Cruise has become such a sort of dipshit nowadays that you can't, it's hard to separate that from Top Gun. But once you kind of get over the fact that it's Tom Cruise and he's a Scientologist and he's most likely a closeted homosexual, that it's like a fucking fantastic movie.
It's so corny.
There are certain scenes where I don't know how well they played. Like the scene in the bar where he's singing, like him and Goose are singing.
Eesh.
You know what I mean? Like that's a bad scene.
Yes.
But all the fighter jet scenes are fucking awesome. Those still hold up wicked good. Like the fucking scene where he's driving down the runway on the motorcycle, fucking fantastic. I mean, I'll tell you what. The lovemaking scene between him and Kelly McGinnis. Fantastic. Probably one of the first times I ever came in my life.
Yeah, just disgusting tongue flicking in metallic silhouettes.
Oh yeah. And what was the song playing?
Take My Breath Away.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could not get more corny than that, but it still works. That's the thing, is you have to come into those movies. You have to come into movies like Top Gun being like, this is what it is. You can't compare it to fucking No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's like an art film. This Top Gun is for hard dicks and fast chicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be glass half full. Or,
right.
Mouth half open. More like that. Yeah.
Mouth half open. On the couch. On Saturday. I mean, to be honest, this is it's kind of like a perfect Tim movie because you don't have to think about it.
Yep.
Fighter jets, Maverick, fucking Iceman, Kelly McGinnis, 2 hours of your life gone. It's perfect.
Overwhelming sexual tension between Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer. Kenny Loggins. Just sunburned bodies and zero chest hair.
How lucky do you have to be Kenny Loggins? That guy is awful.
Yes.
He is awful, but he was in every single 80s movie.
And he somehow made those movies better.
Right?
It's really weird.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me because, let's think about it. He was in Caddyshack. He was in
Footloose.
Dirty Dancing. Footloose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Footloose. Top Gun.
Yep. Danger Zone and Hanging with the Boys. I mean.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he just owned the mid-'80s.
It would be hard to believe that someone would actually, in the mid-'80s, go buy a Kenny Loggins record. Do you think anyone, went out and bought a Kenny Loggins record? Or do you think he was purely based off of, his income was purely based off of, movie soundtracks?
Well, I think if I can recall in this episode, I think Derek might be on it, or actually, no, that was the Footloose episode when he's talking about when he played baseball, one of the kids on his team would always pregame to Kenny Loggins. That's how he would get hyped up. And that's in 2006.
I mean, but I guarantee it's Highway to the Danger Zone or something like that.
Yeah, and it was from like FrostWire or something, just illegally downloaded too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, like Napster or whatever.
Yeah.
LimeWire. What is your impression of Top Gun?
Just a real dumb, fun movie.
Yes.
That you can turn on at any point, and it doesn't matter where you are because the plot doesn't mean anything anyway. You got a bunch of well-known actors too. I mean, like you got like even like Tim Robbins is in it in like random scenes, and
right.
You got the principal from Back to the Future just being the same exact character, and
right.
Tom Skerritt, that beautiful mustache.
God. Tom Skerritt, another 80s relic.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Loggins and Tom Skerritt. I'm pretty sure
good.
the president, like there was an executive order to just kill Tom Skerritt the minute the clock ticked from 89 to 90. They're like, he can't come into the 90s.
Euthanize him.
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
Yep. Good stuff. So no wonder this movie increased Navy recruiting by like 500,000%.
Right. And all of those people became cooks because there's only like 3 people in the world that can become fighter pilots.
Yeah. A lot of those guys were just washing down the runway after all the important guys finished their job.
Right. Exactly.
I shouldn't say that. I know several people in the Navy and the Air Force. That's mean. But yeah, you got to be a fucking rocket scientist to be a pilot at this point.
You have to be a rocket scientist. You have to have like fucking better than perfect vision. And you have to have like the hand-eye coordination of a fucking MLB player. Yeah.
You also need to have like several scholarships to a Division I school in like multiple sports. Yeah,
exactly.
Which just reeks of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, honestly,
check.
I'm sure Scientology could get, like, the Church of Scientology could get him into a fighter jet.
I think he already flies them, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's just all through L. Ron Hubbard. This is actually an ad for Scientology, folks.
Yeah, we're actually not going to actually release the episode. We're just going to talk about Scientology for the next hour and a half.
Max, when was the last time you had your thetans read?
It's been a couple of days.
Yeah,
I'm due.
Yeah. Now, are you still doing the hand thetan meters? Or are you doing the anal one?
I'm doing both at the same time.
You're doing both at the same. Wow.
I sit down first and then I strap my hands in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the new industry standard. Tom Cruise got into the Church of Scientology and really pushed the whole anal thetan meter. Yeah,
I'm looking at doing the oral meter too. So they can just kind of, the vibrations when it goes into your mouth, and they can make a reading that way. I'm thinking about doing that too.
That's like high priest level
type
stuff there, Max.
You can stick it to the wall and just lean over. It's pretty cool.
Is that what Leah Remini did?
Yeah, pretty sure, right?
That's what got her kicked out, right?
Yep, definitely that.
They walked into the room and they're like, "God damn it, Leah!
Oh my God, why are you not having me do this for you?
What are you doing with the e-meters?
Where's Kevin James? Aren't you married to him? No,
that's the reason why she got kicked out of Scientology. She knew Kevin James.
All right, well, enjoy Top Gun.
Yeah, enjoy Top Gun.
Buy some stickers. Redbubble.
Redbubble.
Danger Zone.
Redbubble. Fucking pieces of shit.
You guys ready to get into it?
I guess.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So the movie opens up with a scroll talking about the Top Gun school and how they only use the best in the biz.
Best in the biz. It's just the classic 80 movies action movie trope of you have to establish their qualifications right off the bat. It has to be very clear and very explicit.
If they had just told me that, like, somehow, like, in passing dialogue, that this was like an elite school, for aviation, like, that would have been fine. I wouldn't have needed anything else. Was aerial combat that really a lost art? I mean, that was a weird thing to say.
Yeah, especially since planes had only been around in the military for like 50 years.
Right.
So guys already lost it.
They make it sound like it's like a lost martial arts,
right?
Deep
samurai,
thousands of years ago, right? Exactly. It's like motherfucker.
No one's really mastered
fighter pilot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say no one's really mastered aerial combat since the Romans.
I just couldn't get. I was just like, dude, the Air Force has only existed since like 1948. You know what I mean? Like, give me a fucking break. It's the 80s. You know what I mean? It's like there are people alive now. It's like, God damn it.
I do like the examples they gave in Top Gun. They're like, we were pretty good in Korea, and then we weren't good in Vietnam, and then that was it.
It's 2 days. We got to get back to our Korea ways.
And that was 15 years ago. So
that's what I mean. It's so ridiculous. Like, we have 2 examples. It's like, that's not enough to form a data set. Are you shitting me? It's like, you kidding me? We got A and B, and here we are.
That's enough science for the Trump White House.
Maybe a little too much, to be honest.
I was going to say, 2 numbers. Have you gone mad?
I told you, no letters. No, I don't need A or B. Just give me pictures. Pictures in pop-up form. All right, well, the Jets are fueling up, and you get old Kenny Loggins singing Danger Zone for the first time.
That is a good song.
That was great. I've been singing it all day. It's been in my head for the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
To the danger zone. You know what though? The thing I just thought about, I was like, if I haven't seen the soundtrack for this movie, but it must be only 3 movies because it's this and then that, like, you know, the Take My Breath Away song are the only 2 songs I ever hear in this movie.
Yeah,
you lost that love and feeling.
So that's the third. That's right.
Those are the only 3 songs in the whole thing.
Perfect.
What about when they're playing volleyball? Just there's jumping with the boys, doing gay stuff.
That's right. I forgot. There's
no girls allowed.
There's 4. Oh my god.
Yeah, this soundtrack sold 9 million copies.
Oh boy! Wow, 9 million. Okay. That seems like a lot.
For a good goddamn reason. Soundtrack's fire.
Just pure Americanism.
Yep.
Yep.
Also, Danger Zone has to be like the top 10 for songs that you just automatically think of the movie whenever you hear it.
Yes, I would have to agree.
It's also just like a quintessentially 80s song, I think. Like when people like think of the 80s, it's like that, maybe a couple Michael Jackson tunes, but like it's like, oh my god. Like when someone tells you like, what's an 80s song sound like to you? It's usually a Kenny Loggins song somewhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. It's like Danger Zone, Top Gun, and then whatever the theme song is to Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Both have a do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Exactly. They have electric drums like they just found out they were because they just did. They're like, oh my god, electric drums.
We don't have to pay drummers anymore?
Somewhere Phil Collins is like, no way, I'm so useful. It's like, no, I don't think so.
Do some more Motown covers, Phil. All right, well, then you meet the principal from Back to the Future in the control room of the U.S. Enterprise, not to be mistaken with the Star Trek ship. As he's watching over the radar as 2 hostile planes come into focus.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So, panning in on that shot, they say, like, Indian Ocean, present day. It's always a bad idea to say present day. You do realize this movie is eventually going to be watched in the future, right? Like, what fucking year is this? I don't understand what's happening with present day. That makes no sense.
Especially since they don't have any, like, prologues or anything as well. Like, they never go back in time to show anything.
Right.
Guys. Time is a flat circle, okay? It's all just coming back around to Top Gun time.
Otherwise, you're going to get one of those Running Man things where it's like, it's the futuristic year of 2012. It's like, oh dear.
I mean, kind of having watched this with a critical eye, not just being hungover on a couch on Saturday and just like needing some Tom Cruise in my life. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't like, there's like constantly just battles between like Russia and the United States. Wouldn't this just be open war?
I mean,
like, you would think so.
That was my thought as well.
Dude,
yeah. Who the fuck were they fighting?
That's right. They're always like purposely vague enough, but they're always just obvious enough where you see like the guys, their enemies always happen to have a red star on their helmet. It's like, we know it's the Soviet Union. And yeah, they're having like these sorties with them. And numerous times in my notes, I'm like, okay, this is when World War III starts. Okay, this is when World War III starts.
Right.
Okay,
right.
This is when World War III starts. They just like refuse to be like, no, I don't think so. We'd still be pretty good with them after we shot down like 10 of their planes. I was like, no, you wouldn't. We would all be dead. We'd all be in nuclear hellfire by right now. No way.
Yeah.
We're missing all the behind the scenes Henry Kissinger action.
Oh my God.
So that a Ronald Reagan with his pants off watching this.
I would like to speak to you, Mr. Ambassador. I have many things. It's like, okay, we're all doomed now.
The middle finger Maverick gave to your famous pilot was not. He didn't mean it. He's very sorry.
You know what's nice about doing a Henry Kissinger impersonation on a podcast in 2019 is that nobody knows whether that's accurate or not.
Exactly. That's the best part. Yep. People think we're either geniuses or they don't know enough, and they're just like, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, sure. That sounded vaguely
Why
Russian.
not? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And then they think, what we need to do? Send over Rocky as a part of a diplomatic mission.
We'll do that next year.
Good idea.
And then the war's over. We're done. All done.
Damn it, Rocky.
Tom Cruise, though, a true American hero, given a Russian the bird while flying a jet. I mean,
Upside down.
Yeah.
With a Polaroid photo.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know it's not the present day. Polaroid. Holy shit, dude. That company doesn't even exist anymore.
Well, unless Goose is like a hipster, then maybe it can still be present.
He does have a mustache.
That's very true, actually.
So I didn't know
my
Goose
girlfriend has a Polaroid, so I shouldn't really say anything, but it's ridiculous.
So I didn't know Goose was the guy from ER, the bald dude.
Yeah.
The glasses.
Dude.
I had no idea. He looks so much different. It's like, my God, it's amazing what 10 years does. Holy shit.
Goose is great in this movie. He's funny. I love him.
Goose
He is
is
great
good
in
in
this.
this movie.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's so many famous people in this movie that have like bit parts.
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins is there, Meg Ryan.
Yeah, Meg Ryan for a second.
What is going on here? Yeah.
All right, so you got this pilot named Cougar who's just losing all auditory and bowel functions after this dogfight. So Maverick goes up against orders and to help him land the plane, and then he gets chewed out by the principal. Then he gets promoted to Top Gun since Cougar quit.
That's right.
So, all right, I got to ask something here that's going to be important throughout the entire movie. What role does the co-pilot play? Because apparently he can't fly the plane to any capacity, which seems like a serious flaw. If the pilot just like passes out, the guy in the back is just in for a ride and he wakes up. Like, what the fuck is that plan? That's a terrible idea.
I'm fairly certain that in real life, when in the F-14 Tomcat, the co-pilot deals with the ordnance.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like he's tracking, that's
Radar. He tells them they're locked in. They got to go shoot the guy. He's at 2 o'clock.
You know what? That being said, though, I think it's so funny. Like, they have all this technology, but throughout this entire movie, all they're doing is just rubbernecking.
Yeah.
There's like, what's behind me? What's behind me? It's like, God damn it. They keep talking about how, like, like the Tomcat and the F-15 have, like, that's the most advanced thing ever in 1986. And me and Steele, they're, like, just looking around like, what's behind me?
Yeah, that's true.
Is that a plane?
There were so many shots of people just like with whiplash, flipping their head back as fast as they could.
Yeah.
That was 90% of the dogfight at the near the end, where it's just people just turning around as fast as they could.
It's almost like the co-pilot in this movie is like the pilot's emotional support animal.
That's really what it felt.
He's R2, pretty much.
Yeah.
But even in Star Wars, when they have the humans in the planes, they're sitting in opposite directions, and they're the gunner. So at least that makes sense. So you can fire from behind you. But
that was my conclusion at the end, is that he was basically like a second set of eyes. And like, if that's the case, then give the guy at least a swivel chair. Like, I mean, let him turn around a little more so he doesn't have to whip his neck back and forth.
no, really what he's there for is just to give old Maverick a couple of jib jabs when he needs it in the air. Also, why the fuck
You gotta get that 0G jizz.
it doesn't move?
Gross. The superior, I don't know what he is, the colonel, the general, whatever that guy
principal.
is. The principal from Back to the Future.
Slacker.
He is such like a classy, cranky superior officer with balding, the cigar that's half chewed, always in his mouth, just constantly angry. I loved it.
Your ego's writing checks your body can't cash.
Yes.
Dude. Such a good line.
I love it.
Such a good line. You're a wild card, Maverick.
Got the mayor in my ass.
That's the scene where it's like they show you that Maverick's a free thinker, but also he's so good that they can't ignore his talents. They have to accept it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, this movie just relies on so many of these tropes that it's like what a quintessential 80s movie, right? This is like such a it's like just individualism like run amok, right? It's like, hey, but I really do need you to be my man, otherwise we're all gonna die. They're like, nuh-uh, man.
I feel
I do what my gut says.
I feel like we saw like maybe 5 times throughout the movie somebody said to Tom Cruise like, that was the most reckless flying I've ever seen in my life, and also incredibly impressive.
But God damn it, do I respect you?
Yeah, that's what it is, though. It's unbelievable.
It's just like every South Park.
It is.
Funny.
Especially the ending, but we'll get there once we're at the end. All right, so the next scene, you get the iconic motorcycle fist-pumping Cruise, and then he's in class with Michael Ironside as the teacher talking about dogfighting with this band of Spartan-like students. And when I say Spartan, it's because they all probably fuck each other.
Yeah.
So this was a note from Nikki. So, Val Kilmer, when he's just flicking his pen around, she's like, is that like the Air Force foot tap in a men's bathroom?
Oh God.
We don't I will not hear a disparaging word about Val Kilmer. He is a fucking sex pot in this. Oh my God. Dude. Like Val Kilmer, I'll tell you what. Val Kilmer in this movie, 10 out of 10, primo, grade A prime beef.
Hair on
those
point.
Frosted tips. They'll do it for you.
dude.
They'll do it for anybody.
So nice.
So the funny thing about Kilmer is that he did not want to do this movie. He was forced to do it just due to contractual obligations.
Really?
Yep.
He did a good job.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's a goddamn professional. That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you catch that the instructor Viper is a character from Cheers? In case you didn't know, Evan Drake, Kirstie Alley's boss. He makes quite a few appearances. I'm rewatching Cheers right now, and I was like, hey, that's Evan Drake. What are you doing here?
I like it rewatching Cheers.
It's not on anymore?
Because Bill saw the original run. Yeah. That's true. He's also in Aliens. He's also Cowboy in Aliens.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the original.
That's what I remember.
Yeah,
him from.
the first Alien movie.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, exactly.
And he gets a big hug from the xenomorph or whatever.
Yeah. It works out really well.
So can I just go back 2 seconds here? When Cougar, the guy who
shit his pants.
Tom Cruise, shit his pants.
Yeah.
He just like quit the Navy. Mm-hmm. You can't just quit the Navy, right?
No.
You can't just be like, "Hey, I'm done."
Yeah,
right?
You have a contract.
It is not like the police, like a police department. You can just hand in your badge and be done. That's not how that works.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Tim just wanted to be crystal clear on this point.
No, Cougar, you are going to fly planes. We've spent a lot of money on you. This is you can't make me. We can court-martial you.
we
This is literally your job.
Yeah,
Yes.
you could throw him in jail. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I guess I'll fly planes.
I don't think you understand what 4-year commitment means. Yeah, so then the instructor Viper tells everyone that the best in the class gets a plaque. And you got the whole Maverick, do you think you're top in the class? Yes, sir. That's arrogant. I like my boys feisty and sweaty.
Jesus Christ, dude. This is what I'm saying. Like, this thing is just so chock full. Like, like someone just like wrote half this is like, all right, we can stick, just a bunch of like cliches in for the rest of it, right? Like, you damn right we can.
Nobody will
That's
notice.
one of them. Throw it in there.
Then you're at the bar, and before Maverick can take Iceman home, he locks eyes with Kelly McGillis and leads them in a full bar sing-along.
A great move.
I don't understand. Like, do bars typically just hand out microphones to people? Is that like, can you just walk up to the bar? You good ones too.
Good ones too. You go to a good red-blooded American one.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones I don't remember do.
Precisely.
I gotta say something real quick. I've been totally exonerated, and as a matter of fact, I would like to sing you all the time. The time he grabs her.
Oh, Mr. Kraft, please don't do this.
The dialogue in this scene though was, just throughout the whole movie, it's absolutely ridiculous though. But like, this is a target-rich environment. You live life between your legs. Oh, gross. And then he introduces himself to the woman's name. I can't remember her name.
Charlie.
As,
Charlie.
I'm Maverick. Gross. Disgusting. I'm a naval aviator. Gross. Grow up. Like everything in the scene is just.
Are you? Are you really with your fucking uniform inside of a fucking Air Force bar?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Navy bar.
Air Force Base, you idiot.
You're in San Diego.
Literally, if you're not in the military here, you stand out like a sore thumb, which usually doesn't happen because usually most people aren't in dress whites. Jesus Christ. Is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've tried that line so many times at bars around here. It just doesn't work.
Tim, you got to get in the dress whites.
Good evening, ma'am. My name's Maverick. And I'm a naval
Janitor.
One of them.
what's the word?
Aviary.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, Charlie, she's not impressed, but as we all know, if you fail, then try again, or just follow her into the ladies' room and suggest fucking her on the bathroom floor.
Dong dong.
Whoa. Now, wait a minute, Alex. He was proposing fucking her on the sink. Very different.
I thought that she suggested that.
No. She said, "What were you thinking on the floor?" And he put his full weight on the sink. He was like, "No, I thought the sink might be good."
Okay.
Which was,
excuse me.
Just
I mean,
wildly
to be fair,
inappropriate.
either is great. Either is super attractive, I'm sure, to every single woman who would ever be like, you know what? I would like to have sex on a dirty floor or, it's like, oh, how romantic.
And or where everyone just washes all their wet hands and just wipe it off. Yeah. Just put my butt right there.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and what's that? Your friend bet you $20 American that he could have that you would have sex with somebody tonight? Oh man, again, how romantic.
Classy.
How romantic.
Delightful.
You didn't tell me about this. How can I help?
He sounds like a great father.
You win $20. Yeah. What a great group you have here.
So when she walks out of that scene and says, "By the way, like your friend was amazing," like are we to Tom told her about the bet?
I think she just knows because they're all the same.
She just figured it out. Because
poor old, yeah, exactly. She's a PhD and she's hot to trot. You know what I mean? So this must happen to her every time she goes to this bar.
What the fuck does hot to trot mean?
Oh man, this is like the time I was at a party and we were making a joke and I said the word smack to refer to drugs and people were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, then I had to explain it and I was just like, this is why I don't go out. This is just why I stay at home. I like to go to bed at like 10:30.
10:30. Good Lord, that's late.
I know exactly right. Bill, I was gonna say, Bill's like, "How will you get up to milk the goats?" This is outrageous.
The sun went down hours ago. What were you doing in the pitch black all that time?
You fool!
What?
You must have wasted much tallow with your.
Until 8 o'clock rolls around, we just don't hear anything from Bill because the sun went down. He went to bed.
No. I've got Sam bicycling away down on the generator.
That's good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
That's perfect.
She's in the perfect condition for that too, so that's good.
Yeah, it's good for the baby.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. That baby's gonna be strong as fuck though.
He's gonna have such a good cardiovascular system.
Yeah, this is gonna be the next hopefully steroid free Lance Armstrong.
What? You don't have a little bike in there for the baby? That's not a dually baby I know.
Yeah, with the little BMX finger bikes, you didn't have Sam just swallow one of those?
Because that's how women's reproductive systems work, right, guys?
That's right. Congressional land from Alabama.
Leads to the uterus, and then the uterus comes the stork, and then the stork brings the baby, and then everyone gets stuff.
That's it. I remember that song growing up. Good job, Tim. Yep.
It's good that somebody remembers that song.
Yes. Okay.
You're
So.
welcome.
All right, well, just like Anchorman, Charlie strolls in the next day to their class, and she's a civilian flight instructor, and Maverick immediately starts bragging about his flight skills. And instead of Charlie thinking that this 5'5" grinning idiot is a douchebag, she's smitten with him.
So, she's an PhD in astrophysics.
Yeah, that's right. You heard it right.
That doesn't mean she's an expert in planes. I think that means she's an expert in space. The physics of space specifically.
Yeah, astro, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a PhD in the dog from the Jetsons. That's what it is.
Tell you anything about the Jetsons.
But dude, the best part of this, the whole thing, I loved it. He's like, this woman is clearly the most intelligent person that you're going to see in this movie, but don't salute her because she ain't military.
She's a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, we get it. She's way smarter than all of us. But that being said, treat her like trash. Like,
I know she has clearance from the Pentagon, but don't you even say hello to her when she walks by in the morning.
You spit in her shoes. You spit on her shoes when you see her.
Shove her in her locker. She's not one of us.
It's unbelievable. I was like, Jesus Christ, Michael Ironsides. Just go back to fucking getting shot by RoboCop or whatever.
Grossly
Actually,
making
no,
out with
that's- wait,
Sharon
that's the other
Stone.
guy.
No,
What's-
yeah,
what's
that's
the name?
yeah.
What's his face? Then he's just in the Arnold. What's the
Total Recall.
There we go.
Yep.
But like, I mean, this person presumably who has apparently like top level security clearance from the Pentagon. You know, like she's obviously a pretty serious professional, and she walks into this place, and this probably 22-year-old guy just like starts talking in the front row, makes her look like an ass in front of these people for the very first time that she meets them. And what's her reaction? Naturally, she's swooning. I mean, like, it's just like such. She should be furious and hate him. And like, yes,
That's what women
she's in
want.
love.
Am I right, guys?
Dude, well, here's the craziest thing I think is about it. Michael Ironside is there the entire time, and meanwhile, this piece of shit 23-year-old who, like, you know, is like an absolute asshole. He's just sitting there like, well, hold on. I think let's see how this works out. The PhD versus the guy who's like, I fly planes good. It's like he doesn't say anything, nothing to be like, you're out of order, Lieutenant. Like you're talking to someone who is like, you know, apparently like going to be the next Secretary of Defense. But, you know, it's like, it's so ridiculous. I was watching this with Michelle and she's like, he was there the whole time, right? Like at the end, it's just like, and this is how he was like, hold on, let me see how this plays out.
I wanted to fucking just bash in every single guy in that class with their fucking aviators on.
Oh my god!
Just put them on just so they could take them off 5 seconds later to deliver a line. Stop doing that.
It's unreal.
Especially the guy with the fucking cowboy hat. It's like, isn't this the military? Just wearing a fucking cowboy hat like you're in a frat house?
I mean,
We got a bunch of Brett Kavanaughs
it's
here,
the
that's all I gotta
Navy, so I mean,
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need a cowboy, a police officer, a fireman. What else? An Indian, a Native American chief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually, now
Tom
that you
Cruise would
mention
fit
that,
right
I'm
in.
surprised we didn't get like a Native American trope anywhere in here. That would I feel like they could have mixed that in really easily. That would have gone with the 80s.
Or have a Hispanic man who knows everything about drugs.
Right. Something.
Yeah, exactly.
And jacking cars.
How many terrible things can you put in a movie? Like Top Gun's like, well, let's find out, shall we?
Not that much, because only white people are allowed in.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the one token like co-pilot guy who's there for like 5 seconds.
Who gets fucking screamed at.
Yeah,
and then he's just like, I'm out of this movie.
The only person who actually gets physically assaulted in this movie, him.
But this was all the previous life before he went to help Hans Gruber.
Is that the same dude? I thought that was.
Same dude.
I thought it was too. I'm like,
really?
that guy's
Oh my
voice
God.
sounds so familiar.
We should watch that movie. We should have watched that movie again. We should have started reading. I was like, oh my God. Die Hard.
We do Die Hard again.
What a film.
All right, well then you got the first dogfight with Maverick beating Michael Ironside, and then shown off as usual by doing a bunch of flips and buzzing the flight tower, which ends with Maverick and Goose getting chewed out by the boss, who tells them that they need to follow the rules.
So a couple of things about the whole dogfight here. How did they get the enemy's planes? Like, how did they get them? You know, presumably the only enemy planes that have access to are the ones that have crashed. Those don't seem like they'd be very viable at flying.
My understanding, I think that they had a different model of a plane that was roughly like approximate.
Similar?
Yeah, it wasn't like the exact model, but it was something like somewhat similar.
And this is again where the whole thing where they're just not saying it's the Soviet Union is really frustrating. They're like, we got MiGs, and I'm like, okay, so like I'm no military historian. I just happened to like watch the History Channel as a child. So like, all right, the
When
MiGs,
it was
that's-
still showing things about history, by the way.
No, I think even still now with, you know, finding Bigfoot and ice road truckers and, you know,
Pawn
pyramids hold grains because aliens, you know, regular stuff.
Regular stuff like that, right?
But it's just like, I'm just like, all right, you just really need to say it's the Soviet Union. Like we know you're not bamboozling us, right? You know, it's like, just say it, you know. if what's his face, the goobers in Red Dawn have the courage to say that they're fighting the Soviets, I think you can in 1986. Just help us out here.
It's probably because the U.S. military put a bunch of money into this movie, so they probably just didn't want to be way too obvious.
I forgot about that fact, which I knew, which now makes perfect sense, but also still makes no sense. It's like the United States again, just being like, well, I'm going to cover my eyes and tell you, I'll give you this money, but again, not the Soviets. It's the Republic of Kirplakistan. Oh yes, of course, yes.
Of course, our mortal enemy, Kaplakistan.
Yes, which is just west of Russia.
yes, of course.
The scene in like the locker room afterwards where Iceman confronts Maverick is so weak too. Where you're like, hey Maverick, you're unsafe. That's really what you came with. That's the best you're coming with, Iceman. Come on,
real sick burn.
Yeah, got him good there.
I know. I like the guy who spilled his coffee, who just goes, I want some butts.
Even Michelle was like, they have said butts like 10 times in the past 5 minutes. They are fixated on this. I was like, Jesus Christ.
When that guy...
little primo tushies in this movie.
That's true. When you got Val Kilmer's button there, I guess you would like to see it.
Nikki did say that. She said everyone's butts look great in this. I'm like, well, I mean, it was an openly gay man directing this, so...
Was it really?
Yeah, Tony Scott was gay.
Oh, wow. All right.
He's dead now. But
He's dead.
Yeah,
I did like just laugh out loud legitimately when the guy from the tower storms out of the office and walks right into another cup of coffee and goes like, second time today.
I was gonna say, that was really the only period in this movie where I laughed out loud. I thought that was hilarious. He's like, God damn it, again. I was like,
son of a bitch.
Exactly. I was like, this should have been a comedy. This is like a Marx Brothers. It's like, oh, God.
I will say, though, these action scenes are still really, really good because if they did it today, it would just be all CGI shit.
Right.
Yes.
It's really incredible that they actually had all these real pilots and they built these state-of-the-art cameras so they could fit right into the cockpits, and it's impressive.
Yeah, they are amazing. Even still, I'm like, wow, this actually is, looking how fast these planes move, even in whatever it is, 1985, this is unreal.
Well, I mean, if the military is basically viewing this as a giant propaganda film to try and get recruits, then they probably dumped a shit ton of money into doing it well.
Sure they did.
I mean, yep. I don't know if you guys know this, but the U.S. of A. funds the military, moderately well, at least.
The what does?
Who? They need more money. They don't got enough stuff.
And again, this is just something I was thinking about. We make fun of other countries and stuff for promoting their military, giving money for this. And we literally funded a movie with Tom Cruise in it to be look at how dope our planes are.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck, dude? Send some kids to school, right? I don't know. Your millions of dollars in the 80s are now billions now. Fucking do something useful. Jesus Christ.
That's not important, Mike. Education ain't important.
Yeah.
Come on.
Guns
Yeah, guns. Come on.
Get guns and stocks. More guns, exactly. More stocks. More drugs for the poor people.
I can't.
Is good.
It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't you ever read The Art of the Deal?
Yep.
I don't know if I've ever heard of that, except for our high supreme leader's finest words.
Once you wade through all the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors, it's primo stuff.
Nobody writes better books. Everybody tells me this. All right.
When I pay tells me this. All right, continue.
Okay, let's go. So then Maverick lamely flirts with Charlie and somehow gets a date. And then he goes over to Hollywood, tells him that he smells, and cut to the volleyball game.
Oh boy, there it is.
Whoa, Nelly.
The scene.
The best scene in the movie.
This is the only scene. Michelle was like, if I have to watch any of it, I want to watch the volleyball. Because she wanted to also let me know, to let you all know that she used to play a lot of beach volleyball, and they had their team like T-shirt or whatever they would wear would just had Val Kilmer's face on it from this movie, and it was nice aces or something like that. So you would hit it instead of it being nice asses. It was
That's
nice
awesome.
aces, and I was like, holy shit, lady, you spent a lot of time playing beach volleyball. This is insane.
That is such a trunched, like that is such a layered. That's like an 8-layer dip of just like satire against Top Gun.
You know, Long Island's known for their very in-depth thoughts on. So I was like, oh my god.
They only could drink Grey Goose too while they played. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Grey Goose and orange juice everywhere, and a lot of dope ass sunglasses and frosted tips. It was a great time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I like that Goose was the only one with his head on his shoulders in a scene thinking about sun protection. How about a shirt, everyone? Put on a shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, you're gonna get a sunburn.
Goose is a fat girl in the pool. Sorry.
First of all, Goose has a great sense of humor and could get any lady he wants because he's just a genuine stand-up guy. But I don't want to see any shirts in this goddamn scene. They are glistening.
What about jeans and sweatpants?
Yeah, they're all playing in jeans.
Jesus Christ, that was the worst part.
Cut the bottoms off. Cut the bottoms off. That's all I ask.
Take them off.
If you can. Yeah.
Cut them off. You got to go to the Dooley household and get Paul Dooley to show you how to make some fine cut off jeans.
Some jorts.
These people are a bunch of assholes out there.
You know, Preble, you don't cut jeans. You go out to Walmart. You buy jorts. You
get them made.
Purchase jean shorts.
Custom tailored. I hadn't seen this again. You know, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I always thought that there were girls present during the volleyball game. Like, I just assumed the past viewings that you cut to a group of like giggling girls while the boys are flexing, but no, it's just a bunch of boys flexing at each other.
Yeah.
What do we need girls there for? I'm confused. This is
Why
a
are you
perfect
flexing?
scene.
We're on a military base. Exactly. I mean, listen, we're really missing on the point. We're missing all these. The fact that Tom Cruise is like 5'7", but somehow they have like definitely, as Michelle was saying, a non-regulation net because he's like jumping over it.
That's true.
And she's like,
Yep.
there's
I
no
thought that
way.
too. Also,
There's no way he's spiking these balls in here. And it's like, this is ridiculous. I was like, oh, well, all right.
I feel
He's
like
just
this
standing on
is
top of Goose.
the first indication you get, and there's more to come. But like the first indication you get that this is subtly like I didn't know that the director was gay, but this is a gay man's movie. Like, I mean, this scene is really homoerotic, and like that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But boy, like they're just standing around. Like there's a lot of parts of this, like shots where they're not even playing volleyball. They're just flexing for the camera. Like it's like, all right. That's I guess Hollywood showing his abs. That's nice.
You close-minded fools. This is not a home. This is just great filmmaking. This is just it's a layered, it's how humans interact. It's just men flexing, asserting their dominance. They're trying to show each other, I'm the alpha male. This is like real psychological stuff, guys. Come on.
Ties back to my Spartan comment earlier.
Yeah.
Yep, nothing gay with a bunch of shaved, chested, sunburned, and greased up buds. Okay, well, let's move on here. Derek's not here, so we had to get all that stuff out there. So, also, Maverick doesn't shower before he goes over to Charlie's
Yeah.
because he just needed to get that one last game in with the boys.
Charlie wants to smell his musk. Can you imagine the musk coming off of Tom Cruise after that? God.
So another instance where she tells him 5 o'clock sharp. They don't say what time he gets there, but very obviously quite late, and she doesn't give a shit at all. Who is this woman? Like, why, like, how did she get to the point that she is in life and just, like, completely not care about anything, like people respecting her time or anything like that?
Because she doesn't want a man that's tied down, Bill. She wants a man that's a real man, free roaming, out there on the hunt.
Also, it is
musky.
Super weird to walk into somebody's house for the first time and be like, hey,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and get a shower. Why don't you cook me a meal?
Yeah.
What?
Really, just set yourself up some good times here.
Oh man. I was gonna say, like, that sounds about right though for the 80s. It's like, hey, I'm back. I know we've never been here before, but I'm gonna take a shower in your bathroom. I have no clothes here because I've never been here before.
So I'm just gonna get dressed
cracking.
back into these shitty, disgusting clothes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey, do my jeans smell bad? And just throws it at her.
why don't you wash these while I'm in the shower?
Make sure they're dry.
Thanks, Toots.
Good God.
Yeah.
Dirty, it's sexy, guys. This is how animals go, you know?
Hey, Tim.
I love it.
Tim, can you calm down a little bit over there? Jesus Christ.
Tim's foaming at the mouth.
Did you guys see my boner from where you are?
I can hear the helmet hitting the top of the desk from the microphone.
Helmet.
Does she give good helmet?
I pulled the Derek out for you there. There you go.
Yeah. All right. So then next year, you're back in the classroom going over tactics, which highlights how reckless Maverick is, which also makes all the boys want to come to Maverick's yard, except for Charlie, who says he's reckless. I didn't realize I said reckless so much in this notes here. Reckless. But then later on, she admits that she omitted all that stuff from her report because she's falling for him for no fucking reason whatsoever. And then they make out in the middle of the street.
All right. There's a lot of things going on here.
Yes.
So, I mean, the fact that Tom's being a real fucking dick on the motorcycle by revving it up so he can't hear him, because apparently he's a fucking 5-year-old, so that's great. Yeah. And then she chases him like a fucking maniac in the car, which, by the way, kind of blowing up your spot about how you're crazy mad in love with the guy by chasing him and also being a huge hypocrite, but that's fine. And you don't have to like soften the blow for this guy. He's a grown man and he was being dangerous and stupid and got lucky. But like, no. Let's make sure we tell him one more time that was some of the gutsiest flying I've ever seen. The fuck? He's just a shitty flyer. I don't understand.
Pilot Bill. God, have some respect.
He's just so emotional, right? He's just like, someone criticized me. I gotta go. You know, it's just like, it's like she's again, setting aside the whole astrophysics bullshit, like she's, and for the purposes of this movie, like the best of the best, right? This woman's like a genius. And he's like, well, she said mean things though about me. I don't want to be here anymore. I gotta go. And he just runs away. And then she literally just says what she is feeling, which again, anyone who goes to the George Lucas School of Acting knows that's the way of going. The acting and writing is to say, I could express this on screen without saying explicitly what emotions I'm feeling. Or that's because I'm falling for you. It's like, oh, who wrote this? Give me that money. I could do this.
Also, just they totally skipped any like chemistry building or justification for these two falling in love. Like I feel like I missed like 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
It's primal, guys. They're falling in love with their balls.
Also, this love scene is fucking gross.
Oh my god, it is.
Oh, you guys. God.
It's like
Puritans.
Come on.
Puritans.
Look, my nose.
It is definitely the bluest sex scene I've ever seen in my life. So
I wrote that down.
That was something different. And good Lord, was there a lot of tongue? Like, there was no subtlety to them. They just open their mouths and just like wrap their tongues around each other, and it's just like, oh, God, okay,
ugh,
all right,
guys like lizards.
Yeah, that's definitely the way normal people kiss.
Let me look inside your nose. Bill, that's pretty much like exactly what I said. My nose is just a lot of tongue and missionary against a metallic blue backdrop.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is how all sex is supposed to happen. So, I mean,
if you want to guarantee pregnancy. All right, moving on then, Tim. All right, sorry about that. Well, now you need the need for speed. Oh.
I love how he left her a paper airplane because he's a pilot.
Right.
Get it?
So
that's a note.
So yeah, that was nice. That was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm. So Maverick, he goes up against Iceman and abandons his wingman to chase Viper, but fails and gets shot down.
Fucking rookie move. Real rookie move. Even Goose is like, don't leave your wingman. Don't leave your wingman. Come on. Don't do it. I'm going to do it.
I listen to no man. Even my best friend.
Especially when your best friend's like, hey, I really need this because I have like a family to support and I really need to like make money. And Tom Cruise is like, sure thing, brother.
You're not my dad.
Yeah, exactly. Because my dad's dead.
You got your family to worry about? I got my pride to worry about, so that's more important.
Well, and after
what
the
about
scene,
me and my big teeth?
You get another confrontation with Iceman, and like this is the point where I realized that Iceman's not really a bad guy. Like,
Yep.
he's kind of he's just right. He's a
voice of reason.
He's a better technical pilot, and he doesn't like Tom Cruise's shit. And like, oh, all right. Like,
This is when Bill realized that Iceman is himself.
It's like, that Bill guy's a real asshole. No, he just loves rules.
yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
This was my turning point for Iceman. I really went into this like with the preconception that Iceman was like the stereotypical douchey bad guy 80s, like,
Yeah.
and no,
Not at all.
not at all. He's just exactly what I would actually expect from a naval pilot, and not Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Naval aviator.
Whatever.
Flyer. Bill.
Get the terms right.
Wizard.
Tim's
He's
not
a
happy.
wizard.
Idiot.
No, if anyone in this movie is a piece of shit, it's Maverick.
He is the biggest piece of
He's
shit.
a bad guy. Like, we shouldn't be rooting for him. And he's emblematic of like this whole like 80s like self-made. Like, listen, I do things my way. I'm an individual. Like, fuck the group. Right? And it's like, God, you're the fucking worst. No wonder the 80s were horrendous. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, what a sex bot, am I right, fellas?
Oh my goodness.
Did
Yeah,
anyone,
TV.
actually? I gotta. Did anybody else notice that Tom Cruise's teeth were kind of a little fucked up in this movie? Like, did he?
Yes.
What? Did you not
I
notice
did
that?
not notice.
That's what I was saying. It's big ass fucking teeth. He's got horse teeth in this.
And there was like some overlaps going on with the canines. That like he must have gotten some work done after this, because they were looking a little British.
Yeah, Tom Cruise looks younger now.
How dare you? A little British.
The only thing that could have made that better if Bill actually came out with like the correct names for the teeth. He's like, the L19 was overlapping with the F4.
Don't worry. Dentistry is just a minor hobby of mine.
Yeah, so then you get Goose meeting his wife, played by Meg Ryan. And she shows up, and, Goose, he's singing Jerry Lee Lewis with his son, just to give you something else to like about him before he dies.
Yeah,
This is when I watched this morning with my coffee.
yeah, that's
Like that.
100% what that was all about.
Yep.
How about this Goose guy? What a swell guy. Everybody likes him. Dead. Fucking dead.
Not only is he dead, his head smashes on the fucking. Well, we'll get to it, but it's just like, oh god, this is very brutal.
Yeah.
I honestly did not recognize Meg Ryan.
I didn't either.
I was watching the movie with Sam, and she was like, "Oh, that's interesting, Meg Ryan." I was like, "That's not Meg Ryan, you big dummy!" Like, well, come on, of course not. And I pull out the phone, I Google it, and I'm like, "Look, we don't semantics. We don't have to talk about. I won't. We don't. It doesn't matter whether it's Meg Ryan or not. Really, at the end of the day."
No, that's exactly. I said that. I'm like, is that Meg Ryan? Michelle was like, I don't think so. It's just probably someone who looks like Meg Ryan, right? Like, da da da. And then I'm looking. I'm like, no, that's fucking her. And then at the end of it, I'm like, Merlin is Tim Robbins this whole time? Are you shitting me? He was in the beginning of the movie and the end of it. I was like, and no one told me I had Andy Dufresne in this movie.
I didn't know Nuke was in this.
I know, I didn't. Yeah, exactly. I didn't know Nuke was in this either. I know he was throwing gas the whole time. Jesus Christ! No wonder you're losing the war. You don't have him in there.
Meg Ryan, like, I don't know, like, her eyes looked a little loopy in this. Looked like she was on something.
She
when
looked
she was
like
in
a
these
drug
scenes.
addict. Yeah.
Yeah, she looked a little off.
I kind of liked her character, but I know exactly what you mean. Like,
A couple of Xannies, a couple
Yeah.
extra Xannies with that beer or something. Like,
Yeah.
something going on with her.
there was something wrong there.
Yeah. Well, you cue Danger Zone for like the 10th time in this movie, and the boys are back in the air. And with one more airplane porn scene as Maverick, just being Maverick, gets too trigger happy, falls into Iceman's jet stream and is forced to eject, but Goose hits a canopy and dies. Oh no. 2 minutes ago, we met your wife, and now you're dead.
Completely reaffirming that Maverick is a piece of shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Kills his best friend, despite the fact his best friend was like, please be considerate of the fact I have a family.
Right.
Maverick's like, no problem. Blah, blah, blah.
Gotta be in there, Iceman. Get out, Iceman. I want to get in.
Yeah.
Just
My time to shine.
I thought it was super weird. I don't know. Like, I'm not in the Coast Guard. Maybe this is the way they do things, but that they just lift the corpse out of the water, like
Dude.
like on a hook, like they like
That's how he died. They broke his neck on the lift.
no stretcher or anything. Like, is that really how they would do it? That seemed morose and weird.
Don't touch him. Yeah. Stop touching him. Let go.
You know,
I need to kill your friend now.
Is his wife looking away? Make her look. Make her look.
Watch this.
You got to look at him.
Watch it. It is unbelievable. I looked away for a second. Then I looked back up. I'm like, what is that rag they have? I'm like, oh, that's Goose. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's just his
That is so unexpected.
It's just Goose's dead body leaving this movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's the way we honor our veterans. We drag them up by a hook. It's like, oh, hold on here. It's like
reeling a dead fish.
The Coast Guard guy the swimmer that jumps in and just immediately tell like, you gotta let him go. You gotta let him go. Like, how do you know he's dead? I don't understand. Like, his face is bloody and he could just be unconscious. Like, unless I'm to understand that like his neck bone is jutting out of the back of his head or something. Like, I don't really understand what's happening here.
You just see the diver push him underwater.
He's suffering. Just let it go.
yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, all right, sure. Goose is like, no, wait, I'm fine.
The whole Monty Python scene, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm not dead.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I'm not dead yet.
You're not fooling anyone.
Think I'll go for a walk.
Bring out your dead.
I'm feeling better.
Greatest movie ever made. Facts.
Oh my god.
After this one, right, Tim?
No, it's better than this one.
Okay.
This is a distant second.
After this, you got Maverick shaving in his tidy whities as Viper comes in saying, I know you just showered off your best friend's blood, but god damn it, it's been 3 hours. You gotta let him go.
How quickly he is to forget and also to be forgiven for what
I know, no shit.
To be like an egregious mistake.
Why were you in his jet stream? Because I went against protocol and I was reckless and then I killed my co-pilot. You're fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's what I mean. Like this whole thing, and I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, but I'm going to jump ahead in just like 5 seconds when like this tribunal clears him. Like this tribunal did nothing. No fact yet. I mean, it's the whole thing. Like this whole time, like I have no idea how much time has elapsed. It's been basically, it could either be 5 minutes or a day.
Days.
No one has any idea.
It was days. So I had like a whole series of notes where people are like, of this whole grieving section, because it's like, why is no one, this is kind of a big deal. Like people should be more worried about like Tom killing himself right now. He seems very upset.
Yeah.
And like at the end of it, somebody says something like, it's been a few days, it's been like 3 days, it's time to move on, get back in the cockpit or something. And like, I just have in my note, a few days, exclamation mark, like question mark. What the fuck? He basically just killed his best friend. Like, and no one's like, he's fine. Don't worry about it. He'll be good.
You got to get him back up in the air.
Yeah.
Keep sending him up there until either he dies, kills another one of our students, or just suppresses his guilt. Who cares? We're not running a beauty salon here.
$30 million airplanes. Get him back on the horse.
What is this PTSD that you guys keep on talking about?
Right.
I'm not good with acronyms. Just put him out there again.
Just get him out there. Let him ride this out. That's the other thing too. Like throughout the rest of like people are like sad, but there's no like memorial at their, again, jumping ahead, like they graduate from this academy or whatever. But like they don't. There's no like black ribbons or anything, right? Like someone fucking died, or is this such a common experience at Miramar that like no one gives a shit? Like, oh yeah, we usually expect at least a couple to die, It's like, one of your students died. This should probably be a big fucking deal.
Yeah, they're usually not supposed to die before they're in combat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, usually not, right?
Well, I think whenever a plane crashes, like a military plane crashes, even in combat, that's a news story. People are like, whoa, this is a big deal.
That was a lot of money that just burned in a fireball.
Yeah.
We also get like another scene where this is where I was expecting, like, oh, this is where I'll hate Iceman, is that like after he goes up for the first time and it doesn't go well and they're in the locker room and Iceman just apologizes. The only person to say something like that, just like, I'm sorry for Goose or or whatever.
Yeah, we all liked him.
Iceman just says something really nice and is the only person that like sees that Maverick is suffering and tries to do something nice for him. And like I saw this scene coming and I was like, oh, here we go. Now I'll hate Iceman. He's gonna still be a dick. No, he's a normal human being.
Sorry for your loss. What an asshole.
He said a real dumb though, so he's the real jerk.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
What was up with Kilmer's delivery in that scene, though? It's like he's trying to fight off a sneeze the entire time.
Yeah.
It's like looking into the light.
I think it was supposed to convey that, like, he was struggling.
Doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to say it or what to say, but it was just it. Yeah, I think you nailed it. It looked like he was just trying to avoid sneezing.
Maybe he was. Maybe that's how he expresses his sadness, guys.
By sneezing.
Sneezing.
I'm not crying. I'm just sneezing a lot. Chew.
Maybe what was happening is that Iceman was starting to feel some of the emotion that Maverick feels all the time, and it was uncomfortable for him.
Sorry. Yeah, by the way, this is a prime scene. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it before, but the re-edited trailer of Top Gun in which they made it out to be a love story between Maverick and Iceman.
I have not.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
That works.
It's like primarily this scene of him going like, "I'm sorry," and then Tom Cruise is like kind of crying. He walks out, and then you cut back to like his boss being like, "You gotta let him go."
I like it. I think that storyline, love interest, would make a lot more sense than the one that they created with this professional woman who falls in love with a 5-year-old man-child.
Yeah, with her stiff acting.
Yeah.
Zero convincing. Yeah. So then you get a few minutes of self-reflection, and Viper tells Maverick that he flew with his dad in Vietnam and he died a hero. So he then decides to come back for graduation, where Iceman wins the top spot.
Did it strike anybody else as weird that Viper's wife knew Maverick, and it seemed like it was commonplace that he just stopped by there?
Yeah,
because that never had been previously established. Like you would imagine they'd have some sort of hierarchical system where it's like you don't talk to your superiors, like you're not going to their house for afternoon tea or whatever.
Yeah, on like Sunday dinner.
Unless Viper. Unless Viper is Goose.
Take a fucking shower in Kelly McGillis's house.
That's
the first time she ever went there.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, you want me to let me just get naked in your house? She's like, I don't think this.
Before you say a word, I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Hold on, just stop talking. Let me do what I'm gonna do.
You just finished cooking that meal, Toots. All right, I'm gonna go take my shower.
By the way, you need to get a new razor blade. I just shaved my entire body in there.
That's the way Goose likes it.
Yep. Goosey's Lucy with the hair.
Also, are you guys familiar with the TV show Heroes?
Yes.
Yes? I heard somebody
I
say yes.
I know it is a TV
So
show.
there was at the graduation ceremony, there was just some random guy that we've never been introduced to before that said, "Where's Maverick?" And that guy is in Heroes. He's Nathan Petrelli, the brother that can fly, the senator. Fun fact.
Oh. There we go. That's cool.
You're welcome.
Hard-hitting reporting.
I had what I can. I see faces. I'm like, I vaguely know that person. Oh, he was in a commercial. Good.
Yeah. Bill's always good with that. Yeah. Yep. Affleck commercials. Hey, do you guys know that TV show? No?
I'm going to tell you anyways.
I do.
Big gulps, huh?
Well, see you later. Maverick, he's assigned back to his former ship where he's going to serve as backup to Iceman as they deal with a crisis situation.
Somewhere again in the Indian Ocean. It's like, just tell us what's happening. Jesus Christ, stop being so oblique about this whole fucking thing.
So then after this, Maverick, he gets a call to the show after Hollywood's plane shot down, and you get into another dogfight.
So I mean, I know we kind of touched on this earlier, but at least in the first run-in with the MiGs, because they weren't Russians, we don't know that, they're just MiGs. There was nothing anything. It was just contentious. Like nobody really knew what was going to happen, but nothing really happened. This time, a plane gets shot down. Is that not a big deal? I feel like that would be a really big deal.
I think they're in enemy territory.
The Indian Ocean? I don't know that the Indian Ocean is enemy territory.
It can be.
I don't think that if our plane got shot down in enemy territory, it would still be a big deal.
Yeah. I think any time the United States, in military individual in this area would die, I think that'd be an issue.
Well, I mean, not to skip ahead too much, it is a big deal, though, because then afterwards, his boss is, the principal is like, you're going to be in every newspaper in the country tomorrow.
Well, so, and that's the problem I have as well, because they say that this foreign, definitely not the Soviet Union, but somebody else is like, they're denying it. But then if we're saying it did happen, why wouldn't we be like, no, you definitely fucking did do this?
This guy's getting medals for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, if this is going to be something where like now like they're world famous for for this whole thing, it's like you can't really be denying that now, can you?
Right.
Because I can be like, yeah, we literally people are dead. They'd be like, no. Dead? No, I don't think so. They sleep for a long time. It's like, oh, okay. Oh, that's what it is.
Comrade, what is really death? It's more about life.
It's a real existential question. I think perhaps we should turn to Dostoevsky. Maybe he knows. Oh, let's talk about...
Quick, run!
Smash a glass of water like Dave Chappelle. Run!
Tim, I like how your Russian very quickly devolved into French. Like from Beauty and the Beast.
Shaka bleu!
Oh, exactly.
What's the difference, Bill? They're all communists, you know what I'm saying?
They're not Americans, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. What am I gonna say here? Yeah. So then Maverick, he gets caught up in the jet stream again, starts to panic, but then he re-engages the fight and saves Iceman's ass after refusing to leave his wingman.
Yeah.
So it only took his best friend's death to realize that you can't leave your wingman, and I'm sure Goose is really happy about that.
Right.
Thanks for figuring out this lesson now.
Yeah.
And not when it would have been useful when I was still alive.
Ignoring all of your commanding officers and peers.
I mean, so you guys were talking about how good you thought the action scenes were. I found the dogfight to be completely impossible to follow. Like it made no sense. There's there's somebody on my tail and I'm shooting somebody down, and oh no, there's somebody on that guy's tail, and now there's somebody just zoomed by me. Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, all I know is some MiGs are getting blown up. In between, I had no idea what was happening that whole time in the air.
So I'll say, I don't think, again, plot is not there. They're not good at that. It's a lot about explosions. But do you know what I mean? It's kind of like the way I thought about it. I was just like, it visually is very appealing. Again, like we were talking about earlier before this podcast, Bill, like Game of Thrones with no spoilers. Like visually, this is stunning.
Okay.
But the whole way this is working out, I'm like, it's just like, this doesn't make any sense at all. The way you're doing this, I have no idea what's going on. This is really baffling. It's beautiful, but it's baffling.
But you throw dangers in on top of it, anything's a thrilling. Anything's exhilarating. You know what I mean?
That is true.
This is where Tim's like, you're losing me again. I think this is a phenomenal film.
Tim will watch paint dry with Kenny Loggins, and he's like, this is amazing.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Look at that. Look at that drip streaming down.
Videotape me doing laundry and then throw Kenny Loggins on top of it. I'll tell you what.
Holy shit.
It's going to be a lot of dirty clothes, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Me sniffing underwear and making very sad faces.
I'm just sneezing. Also, Bill, I meant like the earlier scenes as far as the dogfights go. During this one, I was actually looking up all the trivia facts, so
all right.
I didn't care.
Yeah, when you guys said
this one was a little boring.
When you guys said that earlier, I was like, God, I feel like I watched a completely different movie. But I was thinking primarily of the end dogfight, which felt like it lasted like 10, 15 minutes. Like, I mean,
it was long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did take a long time.
And it felt like it was like 75% just like, oh, a plane just flew by really quick. Let me whip my neck back. Yeah, exactly. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. So Maverick, he kills all the bad guys to save the day, and just by the control deck once again, showing the audience that he's got his groove back. Yeah. Guy spills his coffee again.
Every time they're handed a fresh cup of coffee just before the buzz by. That's good humor. That is funny.
He smells it. It's like, just the way I like it. Now to raise it gently to my lips.
Oh God!
By the way, your crew is under attack. He's like, time to get some coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know I should be doing something, but I need some more coffee. Yeah, and then he gets hugs from all the boys for winning the big game as he and Iceman lock eyes and giggle together. Yeah. This reminded me of the South Park episode when the kids play the Avalanche and then they lose 100-0, and then the We Are the Champions song comes on and they all start making out with each other.
This ending you know, it is what it is. Like the ending was honestly just it was gay, and not in a not in a derogatory way. Just like this, that's just it should have been a gay love movie. Like, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that was really, really gay.
Yeah, it should have ended with Maverick saying, "We did it, Iceman," and then Iceman going, "No, you did," and then they just start making out.
Yes,
tongues out.
Or like when he chooses to go and be an instructor, Iceman goes and lives with him. They don't they're just friends. They're teachers. They live together. It's like there's nothing weird going on, but they're cohabitating.
Yes. All right, so this next scene, though, really pissed me off. So Maverick, then, he has Goose's dog tags, and he fucking throws it into the ocean.
Yeah.
It's like, you inconsiderate asshole, give it to his fucking kid.
Yeah.
No, the ocean wants it. No, the ocean needs it.
This is my symbolic gesture for getting over Goose.
This is just the demands it. This is the precursor to Titanic, right?
Why did Maverick even have the dog tags? Why did Meg Ryan not have those?
Everyone knows that the wife-husband bond is far less significant than the fucking co-pilot bond, Bill.
You idiot. Especially since Maverick lost his own dad in the same exact way, in some sort of way. Like, his dad also died in the air. So you should know better than anybody.
Yeah.
Died because of the reckless actions of another pilot.
A viper. Yeah.
The dog tag, son. I killed your father. Now, your mom's looking pretty good. I'll be right back.
Sorry, but we all know this is an actual fact. I'm not shitting you. They're making a new Top Gun.
Yes.
Yep.
And that is the exact premise.
What is
that? I'm not shitting you. So Goose's son is now enrolling in the Naval Academy, and now Tom Cruise is teaching him how to fly.
Oh, God.
And Val Kilmer's in it.
That's coming out next year.
I am going to be first in line for that. It's going to be a great film.
Tim is thrilled.
I am stoked. That's going to be, what a great movie.
Yeah, definitely.
What a great day.
It's going to be the...
Yes.
You guys want to go with me?
No.
First of all, there's no electricity up in Maine. That's very, very.
They don't allow movies up there.
We don't get the talkies all that often, and I'm not going to waste my a whole $5 a week's pay to see Top Gun 2.
On some sort of Nickelodeon, this fad.
Bill needs to load up on shortbread and butter.
All right, so after this, Maverick, he's told that he can choose any assignment because he's internationally famous now, and he decides to become an instructor at Top Gun. And then the movie ends with him smiling and holding Kelly McGinnis at arm's length, and then the movie just is over.
Yeah.
Pretty abruptly.
It just ends.
It just ends. No kiss, nothing. Just, that's it. Top Gun.
Like the Dennis Reynolds scene from where he's like, and then, out finding crime, back to the lab, full penetration, crime, full penetration, and then the movie just kind of ends.
He's nodding his head. Time for trivia. A couple of casting what-ifs. So Matthew Modine turned down the role of Maverick because he objected to the Cold War politics of this.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
Yeah. Which is funny since he starred in, Full Metal Jacket, like the year prior, the same year, but, yeah.
I don't feel like they said anything negative about the Russians either. They just painted them as, they didn't even say
propaganda.
Russians, but the counter, I don't know, the enemy of the Americans, which, is that really political to say that in 1986?
Yeah, somehow he didn't like the American propaganda as an American.
It is propaganda. I can get that.
Right, I was gonna say, I think it might just be like against militarism, right? Like this movie's just about like, look at how great everything is. It's like, meanwhile, like motherfucking people are getting killed everywhere.
Right.
Again, the whole point is like, if this actually happened in real life, like this would be World War III and millions of people would be dead.
Right.
Like there'd be nuclear missiles everywhere. So, and especially because Full Metal Jacket is like about like how horrendous war is. And
I didn't even think about
America.
it. I didn't even think about it too. Can you imagine how mad the military was when Tom Cruise came out with the 4th of July? Like the most anti-propaganda military film ever.
Yeah, come home with no legs.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus. I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan before Lieutenant Dan. Whoa, nutty.
Lieutenant Dan, but somehow a lot more depressing.
Yeah, that movie was sad.
Oh, God.
And so here's the list of all the people that turned down the role. So we got, of course, our main man, Patrick Swayze.
Is this for Maverick? The role of Maverick?
This is all for Maverick.
Okay.
He would have crushed it as Maverick.
He would have been so much better.
So much better.
Really?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Have you listened to this podcast ever, Bill?
Well, all right. So let me ask you. All right.
We had an entire month devoted to Swayze.
I was going to say, we literally did everything we could to honor his memory.
You guys can go on and fangirl all you want. That's fine. Fair enough.
All right. Well, just going to say, like, he's got the acting chops, and every single co-star that he's ever had that's a female, he crushes it with. Anyway.
All right. Fair enough.
In the movie and in real life.
Yes.
That's the important thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some other ones, though. So Emilio Estevez, Nicolas Cage, another man of the month.
Nick Cage. Oh, my God. I wanted that. I want that.
I have the need for speed.
Could you imagine the sex scene with Nick Cage in it?
Yes, I can, because he's all, give me that tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Peaches. John Cusack, Matthew Broderick.
Oh no.
That would have been terrible. Fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off in Top Gun the same year. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Sean Penn, Michael J. Yeah, yep. Michael J. Fox. Which,
No, terrible.
you want to get somebody shorter than Tom
Can you
Cruise?
even fly a plane? You didn't even fly, like, it would just be jittering. The plane would just be like jittering.
Oh,
Jesus, Tim.
come on.
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Oh God.
You could drive a flying car.
That's true. He's a known master of flying cars.
Yeah. It's just the problem with him is that they would need a booster seat on that airplane.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to get a Webster's dictionary to sit on top of.
It's
Short
hilarious.
jokes are okay, but Parkinson's jokes aren't. I get it.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
You guys are just like, you just described what is correct and what is incorrect. Yes, Tim.
Yes.
Well said, well said, well said.
Scott Baio.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know about that.
Yep. And Tom Hanks.
What?
All right,
Tom
I
Hanks in this.
will 100% agree. Of the names you listed, Patrick Swayze would have been the best of those. I don't know that he would have been better than Tom Cruise in this, though.
Oh,
It would have been a different character. And then also, as far as people who auditioned but were turned down, we got Emilio's brother, Charlie Sheen.
I could see that.
He did Platoon the same year, too. Jim Carrey.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
No.
I would have loved it.
No.
I think that would have been hilarious.
Rob Lowe. Kevin Bacon, Tim's favorite.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Kevin Bacon, piece of shit.
Eric Stoltz. He got fired from Back to the Future. And then also Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
Definitely could have seen that.
Coked up Robert Downey Jr., too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Him and Meg Ryan would have gone along very well. And, okay, so as far as Charlie goes, Ali Sheedy, who was the quiet girl from The Breakfast Club, she turned down the role of Charlie. And then as far as other ladies that turned it down, Tatum O'Neal, Jodie Foster, Daryl Hannah, Diane Lane, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh.
And Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton.
The fuck are
Well, she had done Terminator like 2 years prior, so I guess maybe that's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
She is not, how do I put this politically correct? Attractive. She's not attractive.
She's good for her role.
She was
in like the Terminator.
Yeah, I would have a hard time seeing her as anything other than like a semi-crazy post-apocalyptic person.
Yeah, just doing like 45 pull-ups
Right.
at once. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just being jacked out of her mind. Also, they consider Carrie Fisher as well.
No.
Bad.
Bad.
Princess Leia. Yep. Diane Lane would have been good in this.
Oh, look at
I can understand people like being like drooling over Diane Lane in 1986, but
Oh, dude, Diane Lane. I'll tell you what.
yeah.
We already went over it last episode.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Fun fact, Linda Hamilton was born in Salisbury, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Wow.
There you go.
interesting.
Basically New Hampshire. Fun fact for all the people out there.
Known for
Yeah,
their
you know
steaks.
I could see Diane Lane. I I am not good with names, so I'm Googling most of the names that you're saying. Yeah, Diane Lane, now that I see her face. For sure. That would work.
Yep.
That would work.
She's still got it. And then also her and Swayze and Cruise were all in The Outsiders together.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. All right. Also, so this movie, it was based off a 1986 article about the Top Gun school.
Of course, an article.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
sense.
That's the inspiration.
That
explains the extent
I
of
read
the
it
plot.
in a
I
book.
was just gonna say that explains the plot and all the amazing dialogue.
So also Tom Cruise had to wear lifts in the scenes with Kelly McGillis because she's 5'10" and Tom Cruise is 5'7".
Oh my god!
Also, she couldn't wear shoes whenever they were next to each other.
Oh, I love
Wear
it.
shoes.
I love it.
Come over here, little guy. Come on up. Come on up here.
No wonder she doesn't do movies anymore. She's like, this whole industry is full of like a bunch of losers.
Cruise, he rode along in a real jet in preparation for the movie and threw up on the floor while he was upside down.
All right.
I mean, I'd like to hate on him for it, but I would probably do the same.
So apparently every single actor who went up in the air threw up except for Goose. Goose was the only one who didn't puke.
Of course. Fucking
Yep.
Goose. What a
He's
guy.
an ER doctor, and he's seen shit. You know?
Yep. Yeah, leave it to the guy who dies is the one who doesn't. Also, Tom Cruise learned how to ride a motorcycle for this movie.
All right. Yep.
Yep.
He's really taken off with that. Every other movie he's ever been in, he's riding at least like 10 motorcycles.
He finds a reason to ride a motorcycle. That's true.
Yeah, God damn, you fast forward to fucking Mission Impossible 2, and he has a motorcycle fight in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit. What a garbage-ass movie. So the elevator scene and the sex scene were added in post-production after test audiences left angry because they didn't have a sex scene.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
That's why you never
That
listen to
sex
test
scene was
audiences.
fucking painful.
It's like, I'll give you a sex scene.
Yeah. Give you as much tongue as we can possibly fit into a minute and 30 seconds.
Bill, I thought you were going to say, are you kidding me? They didn't have a sex scene in this originally?
Yeah.
I'm glad they put it in.
But if you look closely in the elevator scene, you can tell because Tom Cruise's hair is longer because he was doing the movie Cocktail or whatever. And then Kelly McGillis's hair is dyed a different color, so that's why she's wearing a hat.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was going to say, I thought that was really odd that she was wearing that black hat. I was like, that's really weird, but all right.
So if people were mad about the lack of a sex scene, why was the elevator scene necessary? I'm not really recalling the elevator.
They wanted some flirtation. Like they're not flirting enough.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's why you just don't listen to test audiences, though.
Fucking idiots.
It's like these 20 people said that they need to see full penetration in this movie.
Right.
I was one of them.
It's like I was all 20. Well, that's like in The Dark Knight Rises, like when they first like kind of like released that one scene with Bane, nobody could understand what he was saying. So by the time they roll it around, like Bane has the voice of Darth Vader, and he's just like booming over everybody else. Just Nolan's just like, all right, well, fuck you then. Here you go. Is this a little bit clearer for you guys? All right, so the Navy had recruitment booths set outside of screenings of this movie and reported a 500% increase after this movie came out.
Oh my god.
Propaganda.
How many of those people do you think thought they were going to be a fighter pilot?
Yeah, right.
Ended up just like mopping shit up.
I'm going to be like Maverick. I'm going to live outside the rules. Fuck you. You're going to do what you're told to do and shut your fucking mouth. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And here's a mop.
Did you have a perfect SAT score? No, then you're not a pilot.
You remember the monkeys that had a wrench on the top of the deck? You're going to be below deck doing something else less important. Ugh. All right.
Listen, here's a mop. Start mopping. Also, the Pentagon had script approval for this film. So originally, Goose was supposed to die in a midair collision, but then they had to change it to an injection malfunction because they didn't want to look like too many pilots were crashing.
I mean,
Sure.
a midair collision, how would Tom have survived that? That doesn't even make sense. I feel like the ejection thing makes more sense anyways.
It's a good point.
That's a very good point. Unless Cruise ejected.
Unless they're like their wings are gonna like gently touch tips or something like that. And I mean that I feel like
Whoa,
I feel
Bill, it's a family show.
Touching tips.
I feel like that would have been more in line with the gay theme of the movie, but I feel like the Pentagon really made the right call there.
Yep.
Good job, Pentagon.
Give him a good round of applause.
Golf clap. And this last one, this is for Preble. Bruce Springsteen refused to give the film the rights to Born in the USA.
Oh, so because famously, it is not about the glorification of warfare.
It's an anti-war song.
Yeah, the whole point is that it's about how terrible war is.
And how terrible we treat our troops once they come home. That's what the song's about.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Good for him. Stick to your guns, Bruce.
Didn't stop Reagan from stealing it, though.
No, he didn't. And then Bruce had to say it again. He's like, stop using this. You don't understand my music.
I'm a draft dodger. I don't think you guys understand.
This is bullshit.
All right. Time for questions. Who's your favorite and least favorite in this?
Goose is obviously a great answer, but I got to go with Iceman because he's just a good pilot, a good guy, following the rules. Iceman's the way to go. I really came out of this rooting against Iceman and ended up rooting for him. So he's my favorite character. And my least favorite character is every fucking person that said that Tom Cruise needed to get back in a plane after killing his best friend. And in particular, the fucking co-pilot that was furious with him on his first flight back up and like screaming at him about how he was such a piece of shit and couldn't fly a plane anymore. What the fuck is wrong with all you people? He just killed someone 3 days ago. So everyone involved in that decision was my least favorite.
My favorite's Goose, because Goose is witty, sharp, just a great guy in this movie. Really, really like him. Least favorite is the whoever the person was who didn't want to put a sex scene in this movie. Fuck that guy.
I'll go next. Let's let Preble end each one since this could be his last one for a while.
That's good.
Best. We'll save best for last.
So you better be funny, Preble. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
You better not just think of this off the top of your head, Preble.
Oh, God forbid.
My favorite, I'm gonna say, Goose. He's definitely the easiest one, and just like Bill, either Goose or Iceman. You've already said it. And then least is either Maverick or Kelly McGillis' character, because Maverick has zero redeeming qualities, and Kelly McGillis just sucks at acting.
All right, so I will round this off. So my favorite was Jester, Michael Ironside, because he was just kind of like, he was like, you are good at this, but you're really dumb. Like, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm trying to help you, you know? And then Maverick was like, no, like, I'm better than you. And obviously the worst person in this is Tim Robbins for not having a better role. I cannot believe the fact that Andy Dufresne, Lelouch, etc. did not say a more than 5 words in this entire movie. That's a travesty, and I'm putting it all on him. Not on the director, not on the script supervisor. I'm putting it on him. I'm tired of this shit. Stick up for yourself.
If Mark Wahlberg was in this, what would he be confused about? Those volleyball nets regulation height?
So I'm sorry, is the Soviet Union alive now? Is that what's going on here? Or is this China? Is this not China? Is this Kazakhstan? Okay, it's Kazakhstan. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Donnie, come here. I think these guys need to be oiled up some more.
I got a job for you.
So did you pick your own nicknames or did someone pick them for you? Because I want to be Vitamin Water.
Vitamin Water by Wahlburgers.
The thing I like about Top Gun the most is that they don't have any Asians here.
Because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself there with some of them around here. Oh, God.
All right, I've seen this movie. Which one of the jets is a killer robot that's trying to get us all? And where's my Bumblebee friend?
Where's Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
Where Megan Fox's boobs?
That's why I did this whole film. I was like, that's who the co-star is? Hubba hubba.
Donnie, get over here. There's one for each of us.
Oh, just like IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, how they have their own scoring system, we decided to make our own. So, guys, what would your rating be for this one?
I'll just jump right in. I gave this 3 Mavericks out of 4 Icemans. And just to be clear for any of you math people out there, Icemans are worth a lot more than Mavericks. So this is not a great rating, just to make that brutally clear.
Abundantly clear.
Timmy?
I gave it 12,496 aviator sunglasses. Out of 11,445 real plump tushies.
How'd you get in those pants?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to give this one court-martial for Maverick out of 100 bottles of sunscreen for everyone in this movie. Everybody was sunburned in this.
Yes. There's no way they were not.
Melanoma's your friend.
So I'll give this one flying dead goose out of 3 perfectly good military shirts ruined by coffee. Yes, Plum cannot believe it. Ugh, just terrible.
Oh, not again. Oh, no.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, he did it again. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, God.
What's that? The whole world's on fire? Well, maybe I just need a cup of coffee to solve this problem. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, dear.
Oh, we did it. I want some butts this time. I'm going to get some butts.
Butts.
I need more butts. Sir, the ship's sinking. Whenever you finish the coffee, you gotta make more. Who's the one who didn't do that?
Give me a new pot now.
All right, well, that wraps up our musical May.
Remember, they sang in this movie. They did sing.
They did. Yep.
And it wasn't one person. I made it sound like it was one. It was a whole bar. So it's music.
A lot of guys.
It was a lot of guys. Sailors.
A lot of
right?
boys.
Fucking sailors. So
Nothing
it's a
better
musical.
than sailors.
Yep. And this also wraps up Mr. Preble as a regular co-host.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. There you go, Mike. That's for you.
Thank you, Tim.
I
This is
think
good.
Tim. I think that officially makes this episode a musical episode.
Yep.
Oh boy.
We'll review this episode next week for the last of musical May.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. So, Michael, thank you for your service.
No, gracias, gang. Thank you for having me.
And I truly fear the future of this podcast without you, since we will no longer have your groans to hold Derek back.
Oh, yeah. No, someone else will have to adopt my just general, just like not even like super heightened, just like general sense of decency. Someone will have to just put their foot down, just be like, you can't say like horrible things. Really.
You say, regardless, though, we'll have you on whenever we do the Big Trouble in Little China episode.
Yeah, no, I might.
We'll reserve that one for you.
God, what a film! What a film!
So, if you guys like the show, please tell your friends about us, and you can also rate and review. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, just by clicking the links at the bottom of the episode details, and our email is tdbackrow@gmail.com. So, until next time, remember, if you have the need for speed, better make sure you wear a seatbelt.
Speed is very dangerous. Watch out. Get Connor over here. He'll help us solve speed. I think that's what I've got. I think that's
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, yeah, from the movie Speed.
Yes, of course, right?
Yes.
Yep.
There you go, guys.
There we go.
Exactly.
Goodbye.
Good.